Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing the top 3 in every category, brows and lashes. So I've been going through these videos on my channel trying to make multiple shorter videos rather than one big long video. I feel like it's easy to consume a shorter video sometimes than it is to consume a long one, and I've got a lot of long ones going on my channel right now because of all of my collection videos. So I wanted to pepper in a couple of shorter videos, and I do feel like this one will be a shorter video. There's not a whole lot of things to talk about in terms of brows and lashes. So with that said, I hope that sounds like something that you're interested in watching and that you'll want to stick around. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I'm a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. I also work as a field leader for Ulta Beauty. I get a lot of education in my position. I like to bring you that education here. Ultimately, I'm just out here talking about makeup because I like to talk about makeup. And if you're into talking about makeup, I think that you'll find that this channel soothes your soul as much as it soothes mine. And with that said, let's just jump in to the content and talk about some makeup. Today's video is all things brows and lashes, and listen, like I said in the intro, there isn't a whole lot to talk about. I think there's like 5 different categories total. So it'll be super easy to walk through, but all of the items that I have for you today are items that I either have been using for years and really truly love, or items that I have purchased and repurchased, or items that I have gotten in gratis and then also purchased myself, whatever the case may be. Let's start with brows, and I am going to start with brow pencils because I feel like that seems like the smartest place to start. Now, with that said, for the most part, everything that I have been bringing to you in this has been items that I for sure have in my collection. But these are products that I don't typically have to purchase a whole lot often, right? But these are also products that I want to make sure that you're getting my true tea representation of how I feel about a product. So there is a pencil that I no longer have in my collection because I used it, purchased another one, used it up, but now I am in between it and purchasing another one. I will purchase another one probably the next time I go in and get my brows done because I absolutely loved it. I don't have it with me right now as I'm filming. Additionally to that, there is one category that I don't really have any products in except for the one, and that is because it's the only one I really use. All other ones I have either decluttered or I just don't use. And then there is another category that I have a product in that I used up and I haven't repurchased yet. If I don't have it in my collection, it makes no sense for me not to tell you about it just because I don't have it, especially if it's something that I'm longing to purchase. I'm just trying to make smart purchasing decisions and purchase only when I need it versus when I absolutely want it. So let's start with brow pencils. And I know a lot of people are gonna go, ABH Brow Wiz. I actually cannot stand the Brow Wiz. It pulls very, very warm on me almost every shade I get. So I currently do have a Brow Wiz in my collection. It is in the shade Soft Brown. It is what they color matched me to at FLC last year, but I don't love it. It's too soft brown for me. I do like more of a blue-black or a black brown, but even then when I use their black brown, it still pulls very almost red, which I cannot stand. So the 2 that I'm mentioning that I have are not warm leaning, so I love them so much. And then the other one that I am going to mention I don't currently have, but it is something I will probably pick up the next time I get my brows done. I'll start with that. It is this here. This is the Benefit Gimme Brow Plus Volumizing Pencil. I love this pencil. It's got fibers in it that make your brows look fuller. Not that I need that in my brows, but I don't know. There's something about this sharpenable pencil that makes my brows look just awesome. Every single time I use this pencil, I feel like my brows are on par. Like they are, whatever awesome word you want to, I don't know. Listen, this brow pencil is by far the best sharpenable brow pencil I have ever used. And in addition to that, you can get it to a sharp enough point that you could create those like really fine lines, those detailed lines, but also you can fill in an area really, really quickly with this pencil as well. I love that it has the Benefit spoolie on the other end of it. It is just truly an amazing pencil. And I think I flew through this brow pencil in less than a year's time, which is amazing because it's such a big round pencil that it should take you a lot longer than that, but I could not put it down. I literally wanted to do my brows with it every single day. And in addition to that, like Benefit owns many of the sections of my brow products. In the brow category, like I can't get away from Benefit. Also in the mascara category, I can't get away from Benefit. They just truly have the best in my humble opinion. The second brow pencil that I wanted to talk about is the Benefit Precisely My Brow. And I do have mine in the shade gray because it is that cool tone, like almost black, kind of dusty looking brow that goes really super well with the vivids in my hair. Like no matter what color I have in my hair, gray always goes well with it. It's just got such a fine point to it that you literally cannot go wrong with this. It really is my pencil of choice for like, especially in the inner portion of my eyebrows, for getting those hair-like strokes in the inner portion where I'm a little bit more sparse than I am out here on the tail, which is where you want to be, but I still need a little bit of color. And when I am not tinted, like right now, I am not tinted. I didn't use this pencil today. It looks like I have next to nothing on this inner portion of my eyebrow, but this pencil does amazing things to make it look fuller and put together as well. So I will always choose that pencil over any other like micro tip pencil. The other Benefit pencil, I can't even remember what it's called now, but it's got like the teardrop shape for filling in. But honestly, my favorite one for filling in would be the NYX Precision Brow Pencil, because this one is super fine. So, I mean, it's got the smallest, like little rectangular tip, the like thinnest rectangular tip. So you can flip it on its lengthways and get those hair-like strokes and then flip it around and really fill in. And I get mine in the shade Espresso because it's the perfect amount of like cool tone, like almost green tone brown, but it just works fantastically, and it's thin enough that I don't feel like I'm battling the point of it. I'm battling it getting everywhere, right? So those would be my top 3 in brow pencils. My top 3 in brow gels are going to be these guys here. Again, we have 2 from Benefit and then one that is actually a recent love of mine, but I also really love the ABH one, but it just makes my brows feel a little bit more crunchy than this one does. So this is the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. This is my holy grail brow gel. It has been for years. I go through it over and over again. This is the only brow product that I have backups in. I have 3, actually I take that back. I do have a Fluff Up as a backup as well. I have 3 of these in backup because I feel like I buy one almost every single time I get my brows done because I'm afraid of running out of it. It's such a great brow gel in that it keeps my brows, it's in my brows today, it keeps my brows feeling like hair, not super like hairsprayed hair, not like super like gelled hair, right? But they feel like hair. They're super malleable. They don't fall, and it is completely clear. It doesn't make a mess. It never balls up on me, and it just does its job without making my brows feel crispy. And so I will always reference that one. I will always recommend that one, and I will always go back to that one. I also really love the Benefit Gimme Brow. This one is one that has fibers in it, so it makes your brows look a little bit more thick, especially in those like sparse areas, right? It also has color to it, whereas the 24-hour the 24-hour brow setter does not. So I do have mine in the shade gray. Again, it is a perfect shade for me for when I have like vivids in my hair. I always have vivids in my hair, but with my hair vivid colors, it is the perfect tone of almost black but not quite black shade for my brows. So I like this one specifically when I'm like out on the road and don't want to take a pencil and a brow setter. I will take this one instead because it sets, colors, all the things, puts my brows where I want them to be, but keeps them also like flexible and movable, but doesn't get everywhere all over my skin, which is what I have noticed from other tinted brow gels. And then I have this one from Milani, which is actually a fairly new product for me in how I feel about it. And this one is a brow wax. Now, I like this one better than I like the Fluff Up from Benefit, because this one's, I feel like this one's like little wand is a little bit smaller and easier to utilize to apply product. I also feel like this one isn't as temperamental as the Fluff Up one is. Now, I do like Fluff Up, don't get me wrong, and I do have that one and then one in backup as well. But I feel like this one just isn't as temperamental. It's not as fickle and finicky. The Fluff Up one, you have to like utilize a certain way. And I talked about this in another video where it almost feels like you have to have an instruction manual to work it. I don't feel that way with this one. It doesn't like ball up in my brows like Fluff Up does if I use it wrong. So I do like this one better. The only thing that I don't love about these waxy products is that they are thick, right? They are thick. And if you don't like get enough of the product off, you can see it in your brows. So I will typically use a brow wax first and then go back in with a pencil and then spoolie it out so that that waxiness, that crispiness goes away. I do like my brows to move. I don't feel like that one's heavy. I don't feel like that one drops my brows. So not that Fluff Up does, but Fluff Up is finicky and that one is not. So I hope I made sense and all that. The next thing I have is Pomade, and I say Pomade like it's the product name, but that's actually the Benefit name for the Pomade. And I actually only have like two here. And I have only two because they're the only two I have. But with that said, I also don't really use these as brow product. But if I had to use them as brow product, because I have, they're fantastic. And that is the KVD Super Brow, which I think that they changed the name of these. And it is also the Benefit Pomade, Brow Pomade. I have 6 of these. I have 1 of these. I use these as eyeliners because that is how awesome they are. These are just fantastic, go nowhere products. I love that the KVD Super Brow you can get in like I think 10 different colors. I have 6 of the colors, and you can mix and match them so that you can get exactly the color that you want for your brows, which is fantastic. These are really great products. They're waterproof, they go nowhere, they don't budge once you have them in place. And that is a perfect pomade. This one I feel the same way about. I do use this one as an eyeliner as well, but I have used it as a brow pomade, and I feel the same way about this one as I do about the KVD one. It doesn't budge, it goes nowhere, it stays in place, And if I were going to be using a pomade in my brows, it would be one of these two products. I don't know anything about any of the other pomades. Honestly, pomade is not my favorite application method for brows, but that's where I'm at for pomades. If you guys know of another brow pomade that is fantastic, please let me know or let us know down in the comments section. But those are the two that I would recommend anytime anybody asks me for a good brow pomade, depending on what you want. Do you want wicked awesome colors, or do you want one that is a normal shade of hair? Dependent on what you're looking for, I would direct you. Then we go to lashes, and for lashes I have basically 3 different products. I have serums, I have primers, and then I have mascaras. For serums I have 3. I would say that this one is probably the best, so I'm going to save it for last, but I mean, this one is also really good. This is the Sugar Bear Hair Lash Care serum, and it's not a bad serum. This one is a vegan vitamin serum, and you guys can see I've actually, I don't know, can you see? You guys can see I've actually used quite a bit of it. One thing I would say about this product is that it's not necessarily my favorite. I do think that it is good. I just don't see it as quickly as I do with like these two. So it's good. It doesn't bother my eyes. It does a really good job for what it is supposed to do. And it's like the vitamins that you get for, you know, your hair growth in a serum for your lashes, of course. I love that it is vegan and that it has 3 of the powerful peptides that lash serums should have. This one takes a little bit longer. Like I said, I don't see any kind of lash stimulus until about the 3-month mark with them, and then I can really tell the difference in my lashes. But it is good, and I can tell that my lashes are healthier when I am using it. Same can be said for this guy, which is the Clinique High Impact Lash Amplifying Serum. And this one I love. The packaging of it is nice and sleek and pretty, and it looks like a silver bullet, and it is gorgeous, and I love Clinique as a brand. I think that this is a wonderful lash enhancing serum as well. I do see a difference in utilizing this after about 4-ish weeks. So a little bit faster than, well, a lot bit faster than the other one for sure. I can also see a difference in the health of my lashes. You know, I'm no longer seeing like my lashes fall off of my face. I can tell the way that my mascara sits on my lashes when I am using that kind of product, or any kind of like serum product, but specifically with that one. And I mean, it's just a good serum. Probably the most expensive, but also the best one would be the Grande Lash MD. This one is the lash enhancing serum, and this one I believe is the 3-month version of it. It doesn't mean it takes 3 months to see a difference. I actually see a difference in my lashes in about 10 days when I'm using this. I have pictures a friend of mine sent me when she was using it right after we met, actually. When she was using it, and it was a before I started using this, after I started using this lash serum like outcome video or picture that she took, and it was astonishing to me. So of course I then had to go out and purchase one for myself, because my lashes aren't necessarily awful, right? But they're also, I'm 47 years old. They're aging. They fall out. They're not super healthy. And up until, you know, 7 years ago, or even like I would say 5 years ago, I didn't put mascara on them or anything, but they still would fall out. I used to pick at them when I got like super nervous, and now I still pick at them when I'm wearing a mascara that's driving me nuts. But I can definitely tell the difference between using a lash serum and not using a lash serum at, like I said, how my mascara sits, but also the health, the overall health of my lashes. They're just not falling out of my eyes. So those would be my top 3 lash serums. As far as lash primers go, I don't have this lash primer in my collection right now, but this is truly the only lash primer I love and want to use, and that is the Lancome Sills Booster XL. It's this guy right here. Listen, this is probably the best eyelash primer. It is the best eyelash primer I've ever tried in my life. It's a little bit expensive, but I mean, it's from Lancome. It is a really great primer. My lashes look so different when I have this primer on underneath it, no matter what mascara I'm wearing. I love it. I love it so much. Last category is mascaras. And for mascara, I do have 3 different kinds of mascara, and Benefit owns 2 of them. Listen, let's start with this one though. This is the Lancome Lash Idole. This is my favorite mascara by Lancome. I do love Monsieur Big. But I really love the Lash Idole. It's got a curved wand. It is super beautiful. I don't love the component, and the reason why I don't love the component is because every single Lash Idole that I have had, the component has fallen apart. This one happens to be the waterproof version. I picked up the wrong one the last time I picked it up. I don't love waterproof mascaras. If I'm honest with you, they're just hard as hell to get off. And we just talked about lash serums and primers, and I want to make sure that my lashes maintain really good health. Waterproof mascara is not the way to do it. I picked up the wrong one. I still have it in its box. I'm thinking about taking it back. It's got a really nice, beautiful wand to it that is both curved and fluffy. And I mean, it just does wonders to make my lashes look fab. Secondarily to that, I have Bad Gal Bang. Now this one happens to be the blue one. I also really love the black one. There's only one mascara in my mind that beats this one, and it is also a Benefit mascara. The Benefit Bad Gal Bang is wonderful. It is my blue mascara of choice, if I'm honest with you. This is what the wand looks like on both the black ones and the blue ones. It's just short, really tight Christmas tree-like wand that has the plastic bristles on them, and I feel like those kind of wands are my favorite because they really do get in there. They can get down into even the littlest, tiniest lashes into the inner corner of your eye without like you poking yourself in the eyeball with them. And because of the short plastic bristles, I feel like they do a really good job of finding the lashes and the in-between of the lashes and separating as well as lengthening. Really great job. Bad Gal Bang was my favorite mascara of all time. I have probably 6 in my backup bin, and the only reason why it is not my mascara of choice now is because Benefit came out with FanFest. Now this is just a little tiny guy because I left town and forgot my mascara at home. So I went to one of my stores and purchased a mascara that I knew I was going to love. And that is the FanFest mascara, but I didn't want to buy a full size because I have a ton of full size mascaras. And this is the one for the FanFest mascara. So what I love about this one is that it is also curved, but it is a very, very tight curve. It's not like a big curve, right? And it has the same kind of wand that Bad Gal Bang does in that it is really like tight, almost Christmas tree-like. It's got the nice little point that you can get in to the very inner corner lashes and definitely get those as well. But it also hugs my lower lash line pretty perfectly. This does amazing things for my lashes. It is what is on my lashes today. And it's not so heavy that they fall. It's also not a mascara that I find that I need to cocktail. There are so many mascaras that I have in my collection that I have always cocktailed. Like I wasn't getting enough volume. I wasn't getting enough length. I wasn't getting enough of whatever it was. So I cocktail my mascaras. At any given moment in time, I usually have like 5 or 6 mascaras open because I cocktail most of them. This one I'm not finding that I need to cocktail. However, if I do have a mascara that is kind of on the brink of driving me nuts because it's either getting on my lower lash line or it is like flaking everywhere or whatnot, I do put this over the top of that mascara because this mascara might as well be waterproof in that it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't flake, and it's kind of a little bit hard to get off. But once you like rub that, like I use a first cleanse and then a second cleanse. Once you rub that like first cleanse in there without like pulling at it, right? But just rub it in there, it comes right off with a warm cloth. So it does take a little bit of effort, but not a lot of bit of effort, and definitely not pulling and tugging. I love this mascara so, so much. That is it. That is all I have for you today. And those are the 6 categories that I have for brows. The only category that I can think of that I'm missing is maybe brow powder, but I only have 1 brow powder in my collection and I've never even used it. So I definitely can't speak to it, but if I'm missing a brow category, please let me know what I am missing out on. I would be interested to hear from you down in the comments section. Don't forget to hit me up down there because I really do enjoy our little conversations down there. Thank you guys so, so much for joining me today. What are your top favorites in your brow and lash categories? I would sure be interested to hear. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you are all happy, healthy, doing well, getting along as best you can out there, and that you are all loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.